Awesome. Hey,
So
hey, Thomas.
I guess we're live. Hi, John. Not that we've been talking for the past 30 minutes is okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
that's it. Let's pretend we just started. Hey, Thomas, how are you?
Exactly. Yes, I'm good. Thanks. You, John, you okay?
I'm okay, thanks. Despite having spoken to you for the last half an hour,
Yeah, but
it's
that was
always a
serious
pleasure.
stuff, right? Now it's this is
So yeah, so I'm looking forward to this another phase in experimentation between John and Thomas. This might become a regular thing, right? Hopefully, just
yep,
random John and Thomas chats,
yep,
streaming live to the void.
yep.
um, so we've got a topic we're going to talk about, right? Which was
hmm
to do with a video that I saw that you did recently,
hmm
and I was like, "What is that all about?" um, she was talking about normalized, discounted, cumulative gain. Can't
Yes,
say
you made
can't
it.
say it quickly. Can't say it quickly, otherwise I get it wrong. So,
That's
what
true.
is, Thomas, normalized, discounted, cumulative gain?
Yeah,
And like,
uh,
uh,
it's it's something that we come across. I think last year we invited someone from the search engine optimization field to tell us a bit more about how to run website on Google a bit better and just show us like those neat tricks and simple tips that we can almost instantly action and benefit from. And NDCG was like this, it's the final cherry on top kind of thing that he mentioned and left us to our own devices. So I wanted to dive into it and learn more about it. So NDCG, and that's how I say it because I just can't be bothered to say the whole thing. NDCG is effectively a way for algorithms to understand what you're trying to find. So imagine you go into Google, you type in president, and Google needs to figure out what you mean because you can misinterpret or just interpret that in various ways. And do you mean like U.S. president, Nigeria president? Oh, there's actually no president.
it's,
I think they have prince, but still, whoever you mean, right? It's just like, oh, can be the
yeah,
previous one, current one, like future one, like election going. I don't know. So
yeah, it could be like so president of a country, like any country. It could be like the
exactly.
president of a company, right?
Yeah, so they would just use different data points to try to create context around the search query, and that's where all the information on your person and your location and on your habits and all of that comes into play and helps the script figure out what you actually want. And if I type in cafe in Google, they will just show me nearby cafes because that's most likely that I'm looking for. And if I type a brand name, I will just get the brand website because that's exactly where I want to go. And yeah, this is what NDCG is effectively a way to calculate relevancy of the search results to your search query. That's in the layman terms. I don't know the nitty gritty of it because it's really heavy math. Like if you type in Wikipedia discounted cumulative gain, you are in for a good read. This is proper. This is huge. But yeah, on the surface level, that's where we want to be.
It's good to
This
be
is it.
aware of it, right? So, and I guess if it's part of Google's like algorithm, we don't, Google they publish updates all the time, right? But we never quite know all the ins and outs of that. So I suppose is this when I search for, because I'm you know a really a janky kind of coder, when I search for like basic coding solutions, like if I want to get rid of white space in a string, if I just type that into Google, it would probably show me like PHP or JavaScript results, rather than, it won't show me like Python or
hmm
Java, because I like never search for Java. So I guess it kind of knows what I search for. So I guess that's all part of the same thing, right?
Yeah, I think that's what you're referring to can be called subjective truth. There's also objective truth, such as trends. It might take into account what's going on in the world and what
Okay.
any spikes of searches overall for. say React being the buzzword right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously if it can't provide you with the exact answer, it will suggest briefly like what might help, and if it does, then it will just take it into account next time. So I guess just
Nice.
all about learning. But then it's quite important to understand what NDCG is, because it directly helps you build a website and write a copy the way that's the most optimal for crawlers. So the little scripts that actually index the website and make it appear in Google under certain keywords. So Google, when their bot visits your website, it has a limited budget to spend on crawling said website, because it has only gazillion other websites to crawl. So it needs to be very careful where the resources go. And if it can't make sense out of the website, it will just leave with that impression, and therefore will rank your website low in search results because it doesn't know what it is. However, if you make it sharp, on the point, concise, and the performance is there, and the structure of it is there, and you can actually help the bot a bit, just lend them a hand to understand what it's all about, it will just get it within that crawling budget without cutting off any important points. It will just get to the meat of it immediately, rank you for those keywords, and leave, and it's a win-win, right? So it's
Nice.
important to know, and that's why one of the tips that I got is that written content is the best content if you really want to explain yourself. Videos are great. Yes, we have tools to analyze what's in the video and understand the video. Same goes for audio, all the webinars, etc., and audio bites from Descript and whatever. However, it takes tremendous amount of power, therefore budget, to understand these. So Google will always prefer written text. In fact, the first time they pull your website into their database, it's just plain text. Not they don't go into reading watching YouTube video, etc., unless they really have to, and you shouldn't push them that direction to actually make sense out of the website.
So the starting point is good copy, right? And I know you've
Yeah.
been putting a lot of effort into that on your like the Nerd Cow website, and you've seen like traffic, impressions and traffic through like organic Google search
Mm-hmm.
kind of increase significantly over time, which is awesome. So I suppose that's the general takeaway, right? Write good content that actually helps Google understand what you're all about.
Mm-hmm.
I
One
guess.
thing I would just add, just to top it all off, is you have to not only write a content that makes sense to the crawler, but you also have to write content that builds credibility in so-called crawlers' eyes, but also in people's eyes too. So in other words, say you have two great authors of similar subject and they write about, let's say, cooking pasta, right? How does Google choose which one is better than the other? It will use authority. If someone talks more about cooking pasta or writes content that gets read by many people, more people than the other one, they will think that that particular website, that page about cooking pasta has more authority, is more authentic, and therefore show it up high than the other one, even though both are great. Like they both pretty much say the same thing, right? How to cook pasta. But if you look down and take those different factors into account, Google will prefer one over the other because one seems to be an expert, the other one seems to be like a plain average website. So there's also that to NDCG authority, and it's also quite difficult to quantify. So there's a lot of math going in there, and NDCG is something I probably never understand truly, but you don't have to understand how it's built to actually utilize it to the best of ability. So here is this, just sharing that with you
Nice.
guys.
So, nice. Yeah. So, and the word cumulative gain in there, I guess that's key because it's like a snowball effect, right? The more
It is compounding. Yeah,
the more
absolutely.
traction you get, the better content that you grow, then Google will, I guess, kind of trust you more, and it kind of potentially snowballs from there. So it can take a little bit
Absolutely.
of time to get it going, but then once it gets going,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
unstoppable.
absolutely. Yeah, you'll kill it. You'll be fine. And also take care of your performance, technical performance, because crawler's budget is also affected by performance, right? If it loads slow, it doesn't have time to wait. It has to move on. So good technical performance, written copy, and build that credibility by writing all about the subject. Like make it as comprehensive as possible. For example, we have web design zone on our website that just like super sophisticated, comprehensive organism or section of its own within our website that says all about web design, and with all of the FAQ sections, all the videos, complementary audiobooks, like it's everything is in there. So Google lands on is like, oh my god, these guys know web design. So there you go. That's how we get
And it
those impressions. But
keeps growing, right? I know you
it
keep on
does,
adding to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Awesome,
So I guess
cool. Well,
that's
look,
it.
that was very interesting. So now I know a slight. Well, I know what normalized discounted cumulative gain, or NDCG, kind of is.
Yes,
Basically,
yeah,
it's the Google magic. But
basically.
yeah, so good tips. Right. Well, what are you up to for the rest of the day, Thomas?
I will be I'll be revising uh, results from user tests that we did on our navigation. We need
Nice.
to revise our navigation. I will need to dive into design today, and also I have to record another YouTube video. So
You have to.
you have to.
Got to keep.
Yeah,
Got to
you
keep the
have to stick
content
to the
engine
schedule.
going.
I mean,
Awesome.
OKRs are the must, right? You have to stick to
Nice.
OKRs.
Right, we'll talk about OKRs next time then, probably.
We might do. Why not? Yeah, I can share a bit of our magic, how we go into it. I know some guy on Twitter inquired how we at NerdCow handle OKRs. So if people are interested in OKRs for web design agency or any B2B service, we can share a bit of wisdom if someone finds it useful. That's awesome.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, have a
What
good
about
one.
you? You doing much?
What have I got? I have to. I've got running a lesson. I'm teaching a bit. People know me. I teach a bit.
Okay.
And also, I might be recording. I think I'm recording a podcast for my apprenticeship stuff, educational stuff.
Awesome. I love podcasts.
So I will do my random stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds very much like my day. A bit of fun, a bit of serious stuff. Yeah, it's just scattered all over, but makes sense.
No coding. No coding today, unfortunately. Maybe I might be able to do a bit of coding later in the week.
Yeah.
But it's good to have it varied.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, being well-rounded pays back. It's okay. It's good to know stuff.
That's it.
It's better to be in the known than in the unknown, definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, I will also eat. I'll also eat at some point.
He might skip it. Depends. Priorities. Huh?
Cool. All right.
Thanks so much, John. That was awesome.
Speak soon. Bye.
And thanks, guys, for watching. Bye-bye.